name, but it is absolutely not. Okay, this is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right, it's damn near all gone, girl, and that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this bottle, this transformation, get into it. Okay, and I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shakes. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here. Okay, you put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up, and honey, okay, your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin pocket, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISOT down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your girl BondyBlue, and I am back. Suddenly, okay? I'm trying to get something to pop for y'all right now. I am having the damnedest time getting a picture for family or fiance, which is what I would like to start off with. But for some reason, every time I try to go to Google Images, it tells me I'm encountering some type of error. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm trying to get something from Instagram. So just give me a moment. But hey, everybody, come into the room, like the video as you come in. Don't forget to follow me on all platforms. Don't forget to check out my website, bondyblueshow.com. That is where you can always find me, no matter what is going on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, what have you. Child, I got kicked off of TikTok today. I don't even know what I did. They said I was harassing and bullying, and I was like, I didn't even say nothing. I don't know what y'all talking about. So that was weird. I'm trying to get some little screenshots so we can see who we talking about. And essentially, y'all might not get these screenshots because, you know, shit is mad weird right now. But Family or Fiance is featuring this couple, Shanika and Justin, and their situation is extremely precarious. And I say that because it seems as if Shanika has a problem with honesty. She seems to have lied and said she had a baby to her family, and then sent them pictures of her pregnant, then went ahead and sent pictures of an actual baby, all for them to find out that she actually had a whatchamacallit. If you know me, you know what a whatchamacallit is. It's something that I would choose not to say, just in case YouTube wants to flag me. They have been flagging us quite often lately. And I heard Real with Yanni say that if you talk nonsense for the first 15 minutes of the video, then you may be able to escape without being flagged. So we're going to see if I can keep it PG-13 for the first 15 minutes of this video. We'll see. I feel like I'm gonna get flagged either way because YouTube be on some other stuff sometimes. I don't know. It's an algorithm issue, child. I don't know. All I know is it's very, very stressful. It's very, very stressful. Okay, so I feel like I've done the best I can right now to get photos. So just give me a second, you guys, and I'm gonna come and see how you guys are all doing. I should be live like all over the place. Like I should be currently live on Facebook and some other places, you guys. I think so. Yeah, we'll see if it works, child. I just be going live and hoping for the best. Give me a sec, y'all. Let's see. Let's see. Y'all, all these shows are coming back, and I gotta act like I care. Like Love and Hip Hop Miami is on right now. I watched Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I was like low key disappointed. I was like, is it sad? Is it sad? Jacques Sahur, is it sad? Oh God, there I go. There I go. Damn it. I probably shouldn't have said that. Whatever. Like I don't have time for these semantics. Okay. I just don't. I don't have time for these semantics. Okay. Hold up, y'all. I'm putting together a little mosh posh of photos of the people we're talking about today. Um, and it'll just be what it is, but at least you guys will know who the hell we're talking about. Okay. Right, this girl lied about having a whole baby. I don't even know what to think. I don't even know what to say. Like, really, we lie about having whole babies? It was a trauma response. Honestly, when she started talking about her upbringing, I was like, damn, her upbringing um sounds abusive. And in that way, we all have like these very weird ways of dealing with being abused. Like, it is what it is. And you know what else is annoying to me? The fact that I'm starting to realize that people really don't see corporal punishment as abuse. And I didn't either, but I feel like, no, it is. No, it is. I know you think it isn't. But the truth of the matter is, like, I don't know. I just feel like there should be better ways. Like, I feel like when somebody's like really young and they don't have the understanding, a smack on the hand or something like that, like I get it. But like being beat with like belts and slippers and shit at like 6 years old, like I don't know. I feel like that's a bit much. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Um, but some of these kids, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But anyway, you guys, I'm talking gibberish because I'm trying to get this graphic, and I'm probably gonna get flagged anyway. That's what goes down, okay? That's how it goes down here on YouTube. It's 143 of y'all in the room. I'm trying to give everybody a chance to come over because I know this is by surprise, okay? And also, Family or Fiance is like the lesser of the shows. So, all right, y'all. Are we ready? I finally got some graphics for y'all so we can at least see who we're talking about. Yeah, I just left Yanni's live to listen to this review. Okay, that's what's up. Okay, I hope it wasn't. I didn't know Yanni was live right now. But either way, okay, I'm here. I'm here. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into some things, shall we? Okay, I've been drinking. So just like roll with me. Roll with me. You're getting a slightly tipsy Bondi. And y'all know how those things can go. So let's go ahead and get into it. So Justin is a cop. They met because she asked him for directions one day while he was in his police vehicle. And she then later asked him for his phone number. And he gave her the number to the police department and she called. They have been together for 2 years. She hasn't talked to her family since the engagement party. They wanted her to pay for 19 people to fly to Alabama from New Jersey. And she didn't even, she says that the family, once they did get there, did not even interact with his family, which felt rude. You know what I'm saying? And his father, their father, passed away, and it seems as if the father was somewhat abusive, but nobody wanted to really delve into the logistics. And it made me feel like whatever the abuse was, it didn't want to be talked about. It didn't, like, they didn't want to talk about what the abuse was, even though the dad is dead. Okay. And let me just say this man right here, even though he's a cop, he feels very soft to me. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean in a way that he seems like he's not the stronger of the two personalities, which makes me feel like, unlike most relationships with police officers, she may be able to find actual safety with him because he's not the type of man that she grew up with. And as a woman that grew up with a father, that was a bit much. When you look for partners moving forward, you are so particular about feeling safe with people, specifically men. because you've been made to feel unsafe or like you could not be yourself growing up. So when you search for a partner, you search for someone who may end up having some of the same traits as your father. Funny enough. But you try to find someone that isn't going to give all of that. And so I feel like her trauma response to her father is Justin. Off rip, I'm gonna just tell y'all that's how I feel. Okay. Yes, he felt very passive, but then the white homeboy, I was just kind of like the white police, homeboy. I was just kind of like, okay. I hope that Black Lives Matter around there. I'm just gonna leave it at that and not just blue ones. I'm just gonna pray and hope, okay? But yes, they've been together for 2 years. The engagement party situation, when I first heard it, I felt like her people sound crazy. Like that's what I thought initially. But let's move forward. So her father passed away, her mom, and okay, so she's bringing her mom, her brother, and her aunt, her paternal aunt, which means her father's sister, okay? And Justin's mom is the only one that knows he's engaged, I guess. Like there are other family members that are not aware, but his sister comes, and so does his best friend, who seems like a white police officer. I could be wrong, but that's the vibe that he was giving. It was giving conflict resolution before I have to put someone in a chokehold at one point or another, okay? So yes, when the family gets there, her family says that she's hiding something. They aren't continuing to sweep things under the rug the way they've always done. Her mother wants her to be honest and talk to her brother. Her aunt wants her to be transparent about the baby issue. Her brother says that he's worried about Justin because Shanika lies a lot. And we're all like, what the fuck is going on? Like at this point in the situation, nobody knows what the fuck anybody's talking about. Okay? Like nobody knows what's happening right now. Okay? And then as this conversation is being had about how much her family does not trust her, Justin's mom burst into tears like, oh my God, my son is marrying someone and he has no idea who this person is, which absolutely has to be a fear for parents that their child will bring someone home that they think they know and find out that they don't know them at all. So I can understand Justin's mom bursting into tears, okay? Everybody wants Justin to be more assertive about his own feelings as to not let the crazy behind Shanika's eyes run him into the ground, because that's what it's giving. I'm glad that's what it's giving. It's giving, hey son, she's giving crazy in the eyes. Buck it up a little bit. Get a little assertive, okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Stick up for yourself, chum. Like that's what it's feeling like, okay? They discuss how for the engagement party, Shanika said a lot of things would happen. Sprinter vans, a house with a pool, but it fell through. So it seems as if Shanika lied about what she was able to provide and then could not provide those things. This already added to her brother feeling like nobody can trust what she says. Okay. I felt like he was doing the most because I'm like, sir, if you can't afford those things on your own, I'm going to need for you to calm all the way the fuck down. But I want y'all to recognize how her brother, Tony, his angry, violent energy is also a trauma response to growing up with an abusive father. There are some men who I feel like teach their sons how to hold their shit together in public until they get home. And then there are men who can't even control themselves, so they can't teach their sons how to control themselves. So now you have Tony, who is also a product of abuse. But unlike the young woman, he isn't taught that he needs to just, conform in the same manner. Because men seem more manly when they are aggressive and violent. And so they aren't forced to just deal with things when they are being oppressed. Versus women. Women are taught to just shut up and take oppression, not to fight back, because that's unladylike. Okay. So that's why you get Shanika turning herself into a fucking pretzel, trying to find a personality that she likes because she doesn't like herself, because she doesn't know who she is, because she's never been given the space to figure that out because she had an oppressive parent. Okay. Now, there are levels to this shit. You can have an oppressive parent and still figure out who you are. They still may give you the space for that, but they will still have their own anger issues that at some points will impede that process no matter what. I feel like their father had such like weird ideals. And when I say weird ideals, there was a moment where Tony was talking about how his father used to like make him feel like anything he did made him gay, like wouldn't let me wear braids because, you know, it was gay to him. And that's so ridiculous because there were so many men who would say that same shit about another man for another reason who wore braids. You know what I'm saying? Like it was given y'all daddy was crazy and y'all mom allowed it to happen. And now she's going to sit at the end of this table and fucking cry because she didn't have the strength or the wherewithal to free y'all of this. Like it's, I mean, it's, you know, it's no shade because a lot of times those women did the best they could because if they would have left, those niggas probably would have tried to kill everybody. But, you know, it just very much seems as if everybody was being raised under very abusive situations and they don't want to say it because there were still good moments to the father, which I can understand. I could totally understand wanting to protect the, you know, the legacy of a person because they did do good things. But essentially, this is the problem that a lot of people have. You think hiding the truth about something is doing you know, doing benefit, but it's not, especially when it's harmed other people because it has forced those people not to be honest about the pain they're going through. And not speaking your pain is detrimental because it's like putting a monster inside of a box and thinking the monster is going to stay inside of the box. And it's like, no, every year the monster is chipping away at the fucking box. And eventually it's going to bust out of the box and it's going to wreak havoc all over the place because you've kept it contained for so long and it's needed to decompress. It's needed to like let the shit out. So having to actually be honest about what's happening will then lead to being able to be honest about what's going on. But it seems that what they've learned in their family dynamic, and a lot of people learn in their family dynamic, is to lie about what's going on to protect the ego. And whose ego are we usually protecting? A man's. So in society today, when I see women in several different million ways find a way to diminish themselves for the ego of a man, understand my annoyance. Understand my annoyance about it, okay? Because I've seen how it chips away from small things that you think don't matter to huge things that in the grand scheme of things actually matter a lot, you know? But because you thought that it wasn't that bad, you know, you think because you're getting something else, like, you know, or you're getting financial stability, so it's better to put your child through some type of mental fucking gymnastics for their whole entire life, you know, just so that they can have food on the table. Like, it's crazy how they feel like what we're giving, you know, like it's just crazy. It's crazy what you feel like you're sacrificing for the greater good, and you later find out that that greater good is way more fucked up than you'd hope for, you know. Yeah, no, Family or Fiance is definitely one of the ones I like to review. But that situation with Shanika lying about her pregnancy, I feel like as much as she was trying to be honest about it, people weren't giving her the room to, but she always tries to find a way to say, oh, you didn't ask. I don't have to fucking ask you. If you were sending us pictures of you pregnant with a pregnant belly and then with a baby in the hospital, and then we inquire about where is our niece, where is the grandbaby, and you're like, oh no, well, the mission was canceled. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Then we're going to be worried about what's going on. And the brother and the aunt didn't know what the hell had happened with the baby, in all honesty. Like, I think they may have thought, Charlotte, trying to catch it. Okay. I think they thought she might have sold the baby or some crazy shit. I don't know what they thought, but essentially it seems as if she had a whatchamacallit and lied about it because she probably felt some guilt. Not only did she feel some guilt, she probably wished that the circumstances were different. And she kind of gave hints and pieces when she talked to Tracy. But for the most part, it made me feel like that pregnancy happened while her dad was alive. And I think she thought it would have made him upset or disappointed him in such a huge way to find out that she had done that. So it seemed like the better option to lie. And then the lie became something that seemed more hopeful. It's so easy to be hopeful about a fake pregnancy, to pretend to be happy, and then to actually be able to feel those emotions for a second because that was real for you for a moment. But the realization of the situation is that you can't be pregnant for the man that you're with because he's not going to help you, and you don't want to struggle to take care of a baby, and you don't have the mental capacity to take care of a baby because you haven't even healed or dealt with your trauma in the first fucking place. So no, you can't have a baby right now. Okay? So you go and do what you feel is necessary for yourself, but it's still hard for you to do. It's still painful for you to do. It's still embarrassing for you to do. It's still not what you wanted for yourself, especially not what you want your father to know about, especially if you grew up with a father that has a lot of expectations of you and you have a strict upbringing. You feel like you have to fit into those expectations. Y'all, outside of just not getting pregnant, I knew a girl whose family handled it so bad, like with her getting pregnant, she threw the baby in the fucking river, you guys. Like a girl I went to prep with threw her baby in the river because she was so scared her parents were going to find out that she had had a baby. Nobody should be that fucking scared of somebody finding out that they had a baby, especially because that is what teenagers a lot of the times do, because physically our hormones are telling us to have sex. And then because y'all have this overly religious mindset about sex, y'all teach children to, don't have sex, don't have sex. And then you don't want them to have condoms or know anything about sex because you think that not giving them the information is going to protect them. But they end up doing it anyway. And then they don't do it the way they could have done had you given them the information that they needed. They could have made a better decision about the way they handled it. But because you make something taboo, you make it something you can't talk about, you make it something that they have to sneak around about, then they go about it in a way with a lack of knowledge because you put them at a disposition, really, thinking that you were protecting them. And that's not what you were doing. You weren't protecting them. Now, the trauma of knowing that you threw your baby in the earth, also your parents wouldn't find out you were. Now that we 30-something years old and we grown-ass women, and a lot of us had babies and grew up, and those kids are grown, and the shit is over with and done with, and it is what it is, and our parents got over it. Now, how do you feel? In jail or in a mental institution, like what's going on in the day-to-day? And that's all because somebody put so much pressure on that young girl about having a baby. Her response was to do something irrational. That's why a lack of information is not best. That's why a lack of access to care is not best. That's why lying to people about sex, which is something very natural that they're going to have to go through at one point or another. Most people are going to have sex at one point or another. A lack of information on a bodily function is not in the best interest of anybody, not the children, and damn sure not the parents that are going to have to be responsible for what happens when their children go out and make mistakes based off of a lack of information. It's a lot, you guys. It's a lot. And so when she tells, when she explains this to us, that she lied about being pregnant, that she had a whatchamacallit and lied about it because she didn't want to disappoint her father, that makes me feel like that making the decision that was best for her, seemed like a worse option. Hold up, y'all. It's a shame. It's a shame. Trauma people ain't got to go through. It's a shame The way you mess around with my heart. Okay, it's a shame. The way you hurt me. All right. Okay. So they talk to Tracy because the brother. Okay, so let's talk about the brother losing his shit. Even though they're like, I understand the brother because I'm normally the brother, you guys. I'm the person in the family that's looking at everybody like, are y'all seriously gonna act like this is normal everyday behavior because y'all scared to say what it is? Why can't y'all call this person out on their shit? I understand, but also, Tony, somebody needs to call you out on your shit, because just like your sister's trauma response is to lie, your trauma response is to get violently angry with people. And you don't realize that even though you may be expressing yourself and you may be right about your point of view and you're screaming because you feel unheard, and I so understand it. As a man, it is problematic for you to express yourself in that manner to women, especially your sister. Especially your sister, because to me, you feel unsafe. And for a woman who has been abused by a parent, by a male parent, and something tells me that's exactly what has happened to her, being around men that are volatile, that you feel like would be, there will be a threat to you. You don't want to be around them, even if you love them. I have no boundaries for that shit. One of my family members put me in a situation like that recently. I love him dearly. When I tell you, I don't want to ever be in his space ever. I could go five. I'm so serious about that. You should never think you can make me feel like I need to be scared of you. You should never make me feel like that, because once you've made me feel like that, I don't need to ever be around you again, because I'm not the type of personality that you can make feel like that over and over again, and I'm not going to react. I'm a woman, I'm little, and I'm not going to be scared of anybody, especially not at 34 fucking years old taking care of myself. I am never going to be scared of anybody like that, especially not somebody that I love. Okay, so understand me when I say I understand what you're talking about. I understand the brother and all of that, but you're not going to be in my space if I have to be scared of you. And so when she decides at the end of this to not invite him to her wedding, regardless of him coming to an understanding, it's because no matter how many conversations they have, the damage has been done. And Tony has been made to feel like his volatile way of communication is acceptable. And it's not. I don't care how much she lied. You should never feel like you can scream on her like that about her own body, about a baby that might have came out of her vagina. What the fuck are you talking about, Tony? I understand that y'all were upset because she lied to y'all, but whatever happened was her situation. So her indignation about being honest with y'all, because at the end of the day, what the fuck does me having a baby have to do with you? I understand that, because honestly, you're wanting to know about what happened feels like it's coming from a place of control, because you were raised by a person that was controlling. Not because she's a liar and we need to get to the bottom of this. No. It's because, like her, you are having a response to being raised by someone that tries to constantly control their environment and the people in their environment and their children and their family members. And so now, because you can't control her and get her to express the way you want her to express, you pop your top and think that people are supposed to be welcoming and responsive to that. No, I can love you, but I can love your ass from afar and not in my space. I wish you the best. You can't be around me no more. And that's just on God. Boundaries. People have to have consequences for the way they act. And he was out of control. So to me, if she feel like going forward, he can't be in her life like that, I'm not mad at her about that at all. Because I know what that is, to look at somebody that you love and have fear of them. and feel like, how dare you? I trust you. And you actually think that you can put me in a space to feel fear of you when I trust you to make sure that I'm safe? When I understood the precarious situation of both loving someone and fearing them at the same time growing up, I no longer in my fucking life feel like that is a circumstance I need to live under. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? I grew up having to love and fear in the same breath. That shit is hard. And now that I'm an adult, I feel like I don't have any bandwidth to fit both love and fear in the same space for the same person at the same time. I don't have the bandwidth for that. Okay? 0 to 30, enough. 0 to 30, enough. Okay? So, sis feeling like regardless to what the fuck I lied about, I don't need to be around people that make me feel unsafe. And I feel like that's exactly how he made her feel when she told him he needed to calm down. And he said, or what? Nigga, what the you mean, or what? What you mean, or what? Because when the police officer husband and his homeboy put you in a chokehold, everybody gonna jump bad. Everybody gonna be mad. Everybody gonna act like boundaries was overstepped. Tony was doing too much. Tony was doing way, way, way too much. Your emotions about your sister and what she did with her baby and her vagina should not be at this level, sir. I understand you feeling a way, but it's at a level that it shouldn't be at. Deal with that. Deal with that before you want to talk about, and that's the thing about Tracy that kills me, right? Because I feel like Tracy has very, very good conversations with people on this show, but there are times when I feel like the viewpoint of most therapists on OWN is very misogynistic. Very misogynistic. And I say that because they give so much grace and leeway for men to act a motherfucking fool as if it's okay. As if it's fine because it's what we have known to expect from men. So we have to give them space to act irate and violent and all of this extra shit. We have to give them the space for that, right? Like, that's what it feels like to me sometimes. Because when Tracy had the conversation with Tony, I appreciated the fact that she wanted him to know that she saw him. But I also needed to hear the checking happen. And it's so often that I don't hear the accountability or the checking happening for the man. Yep, they coddle the men instead of truly calling them out, even and ready to love. Child, just wait on it. We're gonna get to that ignorant ass shit. I'm trying to understand how any of those men are ready to love anybody. Okay. They talk to Tracy, and Justin says he's scared to say that he's worried about being with Shanika, knowing that she lied about this. Okay, lying about the pregnancy. He's doubting her, and he's scared to say that. She's scared to be honest because she feels like she will lose him. The thing that I felt like was very interesting about Tracy's understanding of Shanika was that she had not integrated all of herself into her personality. And I didn't realize that that's how people operate when they compartmentalize in an unhealthy way, because there are levels to this shit. As I've always said, there are levels to this shit, y'all. So I think in life, it is healthy to have an understanding of compartmentalization, meaning that I may be feeling a certain way, but I still have to put that feeling in a box because I have to accomplish this, this, and this. I might be angry right now, but I know it's not in my best interest to act in anger, because then I'm not going to get what my desired outcome is. So I then have to put my anger in a box and compartmentalize it, put it somewhere so I can do what I need to do in this moment. And then later I can go back and I can cry. I can punch the fucking pillow. I can scream into the cement. I can do whatever the fuck I need to do in order to, get out that emotion. But right now that emotion does not suit what I need in this moment. So I'm going to compartmentalize it. Okay. That's what adults learn to do with their emotions. Okay? That's what you're supposed to be doing. Shanika takes it to the extra step because of not allowing yourself to have whatever your emotion is all the time, because you're constantly being told to correct your emotion as if your emotion is wrong, not being taught how to settle the waters inside of yourself, how to self-soothe, how to calm, which is what you really need to learn how to do, which is what parents should be teaching their children how to do when they have these moments of outbursts, not reacting in anger, which is another outburst, but reacting in a way that, hey, center it, calm it down. The storm inside is doing a lot. Breathe, blow, whatever physical thing you can get to distract the child or distract the person so that they can focus on something physical so that they can calm their mind. Okay? This is what you should be teaching your children in order for them to be able not to use anger as their first emotion all the time. Okay? So I feel like I'm reading y'all comments. Emotional intelligence, emotional regulation is important. Yes. And I feel like people do not really know how to teach their children that, and they don't know how to have that themselves, right? So I feel like that's really, really important. And that's something that's obviously not being taught when people don't know how to have conversation without and that's what Tony was doing. Okay. Tony needs to know how to communicate the emotion he's having without the okay. And Tracy, how are these men ever going to be accountable for the way they don't control their emotion if we're never calling them out on the lack of control of the emotion? And I feel like Tracy sat there and patted this nigga on the back, and never once did she say, but you need to learn how to express yourself in a way that doesn't make other people feel scared. Say, I'm hurt by this. Say, I need you to be able to be honest. And then sit and be able to listen to what you're asking for. Because a lot of the time with Tony, it felt like he just wanted to be angry with her. And it didn't matter what she said, you know? But yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I be going all over the place, reading comments and getting thrown off. But I feel like Shanika playing all of these different characters for people was definitely a trauma response. It's a part of people pleasing. That's what it's a part of. And I think, like, I was saying, she goes that extra step with compartmentalizing and making herself to be a whole nother person instead of like bringing it all together. And I feel like that's something, I think I thank God for that. You know what I'm saying? I thank God for that. The ability, my ability growing up with collecting what had happened to me through the years in a way without having to, like I didn't let go of it. I might have put it in the back of my mind or hadn't really delved deeply into it the way I needed to, but it was always the understanding that I had been through these things, right? So when you get somebody like me, who a lot of people will be like, oh, you're harsh with your words. And then it's like, well, nobody was soft with their words with me. You're not going to get me to be that soft with my words because that was never taught to me. That was never expressed to me. You see what I'm saying? You have to understand where people start at a lot of the time. Oh, this is a good point. Hold up, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Click the wrong button. I've been having an itch in my throat, child. But this right here, this comment is major for me. One of the first emotions I can remember feeling about my brother was feeling like he was trying to take my father's position in my life, because my father died when I was 19 and my brother was like in his, mid to late 30s at the time. But for me, like you said, you're not my father. Because essentially at 19, I have already been raised by our father. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like she wasn't that young either. She was in her, early 20s when she got pregnant. So you've already been raised. We've already been raised. Your relationship to me needs to be one of understanding and not one of I'm going to administer what I recognize as authority over my sister because she's a woman and she's younger. Because then what you're doing to us is making us feel as if now you doubt the intelligence or the wherewithal that has been given to us in the same manner that has been given to you. Like, I used to feel like, dude, we were raised by the same man. And the one thing about my father, unlike this man, who, based on what he said, my father was not misogynistic in the way he raised his children. Meaning that, yes, he may have been misogynistic in the way that men are born in the fucking 50s, in 1948, being raised in the 50s. But my experience was that me and my brother and my brother and my sisters had the same version of him. Like, nobody got off because they were a boy. Nobody got babied because they were a boy. Nobody was given less responsibility because they were a boy. That did not happen in my household. You know what I'm saying? So when I was being raised, I wasn't being raised to be a girl. I was being raised to take care of yourself, figure out what you're good at, do good at school, be disciplined, do what you have to do to take care of yourself. My brother was being taught the same thing, right? So for me, it felt like you can't son me. We've been taught the same things. Now, as an adult, as somebody that has done things, that has done more than me, I feel like all of my older siblings have an expertise in some way or another that I can learn something from them. But it's a whole nother thing when somebody takes this parental role with you. No, whatever your expertise in life is, whatever you've learned in life ahead of me, yeah, come at me as a sibling from that standpoint of I've been through this, let me talk to you. Don't come to me like you're going to be a parent to me and then you can exact, you can exact punishment or judgment on me because you're my older sibling and you're a man. And that's what this probably felt like for her with Tony. You're not daddy. You're not in an authoritative, figure above me, especially in their situation, because she probably felt like she can control her emotions better than him. You can't tell me what to do when you can't control your emotions and I can control mine. She may be a liar, but she's not spazzing out in public. You see what I'm saying? So when you see a lot of Black men that are like really violent and angry, they get in a lot of trouble because they can't control their anger. Women are not allowed that space exactly. A lot of us have to learn how to like construct ourselves, not construct, but instruct or act in a certain way as to be ladylike. Society requires us to be more together than they require men. So we can't act out in those ways. So as women, when we grow up in these environments, we start to understand if you can control yourself better, you can get better jobs. If you can control yourself better, if you have better discipline, you finish school. A lot of Black men will drop out. A lot of Black men can't keep jobs because they get angry, they go off, and they do all this crazy shit and they get fired. Women are trained to deal with these types of things. So we'll go to jobs and, dude make us feel a way, we ignore it. We get sexually harassed, we ignore it because we're going to get this job, we're going to get this paper, we got somewhere to go. See what I'm saying? So she's not going to let him son her because probably in life, she's gotten further than him in one respect or another because he can't control himself and she can. It's the way they've been socialized. It's a very funny thing to watch the way boys and girls respond to being controlled or abused by a parent. Very interesting. So after Tracy finished coddling Tony, Tracy asked, hold up. Another thing. Tracy asked Justin to bring Tony in. He says that he feels like she catfished people. Okay, whatever. She says she's not remorseful. I understand why she feels this way because I feel like she feels the need to fight against, you know what I'm saying? She feels the need to fight against. And that's the part of her father she hasn't realized that's in her. And it's so funny, y'all, because it's like I really do feel like sometimes God bless me with learning these things early on so that I can talk to y'all about it when I see it. Because I feel like that was something I learned early. I got anger issues from my dad too. I got impatience and anger issues from my dad too. But what I realized is that anger that you feel like holding on to it, I was like, why do I feel like this? Why do I feel like this? Why do I feel like this? The woman in me, my mother in me wants me to figure out why I'm feeling like this. And I would back it up. And what I figured out is that I will hold on to being mad about things because I don't like feeling played. I don't like feeling disrespected. I don't like feeling belittled, whatever those feelings are, right? So when I get angry, I feel like if I let go of this anger, I'm losing. That's what it feels like. It feels like if I stop being mad, I'm losing. And once I realized, well, no, not really, because my anger ain't really affecting that person the way it's affecting me. I'm tired. I don't like feeling angry. This feeling, I don't like it in my body. So I had to learn that for me, letting go felt easier and felt better than holding on to the anger like I saw my dad do. My dad will hold on to his anger and it will like whirl around inside of him, and you can see him keeping it together on the outside, but barely, which is why he's drinking, which is why he's smoking. Like, and I mean, my dad smoked cigarettes and drank a half a pound of Crown every night as a black man. You know what I'm saying? And it's because they're trying to calm it because they don't know how to calm it. And that's the thing that we weren't taught, how to calm the feeling when you get like that. You know what I'm saying? So I once I understood that about myself, I was able to let my anger go a little bit better than I think my dad did. And I felt like that was a blessing to learn something so much earlier. I felt like that a lot about my dad, even like knowing he retired from work when I was like 12 or 13 from working for white people and how they'll fuck over you and put people ahead of you that haven't worked as hard as you. That same shit happened to me, but I got out in my 30s versus getting out in my 50s like my dad did. So it's like I felt like I was learning a lot of those lessons earlier and faster and quicker. And to me, that right there is a blessing. And that's why I always felt like, regardless of how I felt about him in a negative way, he gave me so much that I could take his knowledge and then I can I can make my life easier. I can do better with what you taught me, which essentially what you want for your children is for them to take what you have, what you've learned, and do better with it so they don't have to struggle for as long as you did, especially for black people. You know what I'm saying? So, I'll take my hat off to my old boy in that respect. But that don't mean that you don't have these feelings of feeling traumatized or abused or shit you got to deal with. And you have to be honest about it in order to deal with it. And a lot of people don't feel safe, especially black people, don't feel safe being honest about what they've been through because they're constantly being taught to protect the ego of black men. And my daddy didn't die at 19, I wouldn't have been able to come up here and tell y'all this shit because I would have felt the need to protect him. But protecting him would have been not being honest about the experience. Not being honest about the experience would mean that I wouldn't heal from it the way I have. Not healing from it means I can't share the wisdom I've learned because I can't be honest about it. See what I'm saying? So that's why you gotta essentially at some point you have to relinquish those feelings anyway, whether they're here or not, because you can't grow and you can't let it go if you can't be honest about it. And that's what she was doing to herself, not being able to be honest about whatever the full trauma of her father was when it came down to talking about why she lied about the pregnancy. She wasn't being clear. But I picked up enough to know why she wasn't being clear. She doesn't want to be clear about whatever the abuse was, whatever the trauma was. She doesn't want to be completely direct. Usually when people are ready to be completely direct about abuse, they'll give you an example. They'll tell you a story. They'll add context to what they mean when they talk about what they've been through, unless they're trying to protect the person. And if they're trying to protect the person, they only gonna give you the generic response so that you don't know how fucked up it is. And that's what she was doing. That's what everybody on their family was protecting, whatever the daddy had done to me. So what else? When Tracy asked for Shanika to leave so she can talk to Tony alone, they talk about how the dad controlled them. Tony was scared. Everything he did would be considered gay. Shanika admits she was miserable, never learned how to be herself. Tony walks away and cries. His mom goes after him. He comes back in and he understands Shanika a little bit more, why she lied, kind of understanding that her lying was the same way that he gets angry. Everyone blessed the marriage of Shanika and Justin because it wasn't really about Shanika and Justin. It was about Shanika and her family. But Justin needs to get some balls because Shanika is the type of personality that will run over you if you allow her. That's why I think that him being a cop might be good, because otherwise he would not assert himself. As a police officer, he's probably going to find it, professional to assert himself in a certain way. So whenever Shanika is doing too much, hopefully he will be able to tap into his professional assertiveness and kind of channel it in his relationship. And not in a way that's abusive or anything, but just in a way that allows for him not to get stepped on. You know what I'm saying? It's like a muscle. The more you vocalize your experience of something or someone, you will liberate yourself from the responsibility of it. That is so true. Justin is Norbert. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. He was giving mad goofy, son. It was giving, please grow facial hair. It was giving, save yourself and save me too. Okay, get some fucking facial hair, sir. I hope it is in a healthy way, not like Ray Romano's brother. Everybody loves Remy. Don't even bring that up. Then it was so funny. That's one of my dad's favorite shows. That's hilarious. Anyway, y'all, that's Family or Fiance. We're about to move on to Weird Ass Ready to Love. So make sure y'all like the video. Let everybody know. Yes, I got that in my system. Thank you. Okay. I know it took me some time to get to the place where you wanted me to be. Oh, now I'm ready. I'm ready to fuck. Yeah. All right. Ready to fuck. Let's get into it. Like the video. All right, y'all. So if y'all remember last week, Sharice and Dominica were put in the bottom. Okay. As it said, do y'all see the two ladies sitting on the steps at the bottom? The one to the right, the more brown complected. Okay, that is Dominica, if you do not know. I personally felt like Dominica was extremely beautiful, very beautiful facial features. You know what I'm saying? Really nice body, beautiful skin. I liked her. I understand that she was loud, but I felt like she was very sweet. And I was also in some ways offended by the way they talked about her. I was offended. I'm sorry. She may not have been offended, but I'm offended by that she's an around the way girl and we're used to the around the way girls. So we're not attracted to them. So we see them as sisters because, they're the girl that reminds us most of our sisters. I don't know what that's about, but it's annoying to me. I don't like it. It's not colorism, but it feels like it. I don't know how else to describe it. What I'm going to, degrade the ghetto girl, the girl that's like I don't know, but I like Dominica. I thought she was very sweet. Maybe she have an ear impairment. Motherfuckers never know. Maybe she loud because she can't hear. But to dismiss her the way Mike and his shaded beard did, I was like, I hope somebody tells you that you look like a fucking fool with all of that color in your fucking beard. Excuse me, y'all. I just drank kombucha. I hope somebody tells Big Mike that all those muscles won't let me forget how he's Beijing the fuck out of his beard and his hair so we won't know how old his ass is. Okay? 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 Because I don't appreciate, I've seen those in the neighborhood. I'm not impressed. What the fuck? I'm not impressed by you coloring your beard, you old ass nigga. How about that? How about that? You can say the lady ain't your type. You can say you're not interested. But the way they dismissed her, the way they talked about her, I ain't like that shit. I ain't like that shit. And then you're going to sit up there and feel uncomfortable when Sharice and all her Botox said what it was. Sharice, we going to get into you because I was on your side. But, I'm glad your Botox settled down by the time we got to the confessional because you was looking fucking crazy on that first episode. Anyway, so yeah, Dominica wants to know why she was in the bottom. And it seems as if nobody wanted to tell her, which is obnoxious. Bitch, I'm trying to learn what's the issue. Okay? But at the end of the day, once you learn what the issue is, essentially a person is who they are, and they should not be made to feel like they have to change something like the volume of their fucking voice. Like, go find some nigga that can't hear that well. Help each, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I just didn't like the way they acted like she wasn't attractive or, like she seemed sweet. She seemed cool. And I just felt like I didn't like the way they was handling her. And the fact that she didn't get picked over Sharice, even though I feel like she looked better. So I'm gonna okay. If they had let's say they flip-flop skin tones, and I want to see who the fuck would have ended up staying. Let me say it like that. I'm gonna say it like that. Had Sharice been Dominica's color and Dominique been Sharice's color, I would really have liked to see who stayed. And I'm gonna just leave it like that. I'm not going to presume anything, but I'm just going to say, I looked at that girl's face and I was like, that's who y'all sent home? All right. So Looney got COVID. Looney had the long braids. She was mad bubbly. She over here in the corner, right on top of old girl with the yellow on, Shakira. Shakira got some issues. We're going to have to talk about her. Excuse me, y'all. It's been very humid. It's been raining a lot, but I'm okay. I have to take music tonight. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Okay. So one of the women are leaving. One of the women are leaving today. Okay. And we already know it's gonna be Dominica. Okay. They mix and mingle at brunch. Sharice was trying to go up to all of the men so she could make sure that she had conversations with them so that she would not get voted off again. She was doing what she was supposed to do in the competition, okay? However, she was doing the most. There were times when she could have came off a tad bit rude, okay? Like, for instance, it seemed like every time Shakira was sitting down with a man, here comes Sharice. And then when she was sitting down with Randall, Sharice came and moved her ass up out the way out of Randall. We'll get to that. She makes a comment about Randall, okay? Because Kayla, okay, Miss Girl right here. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna have to get in everybody's ass. The people from Ready to Love not gonna like me. I don't think they like me anyway. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just gonna I'm gonna have to be honest based off what I've seen. I don't want anybody to take offense to this. I don't know you personally. If you are a great person, that's great. But I'm gonna have to call a thing about how I see it on this show. Kayla, you're a pick-me. Kayla, you're a pick-me. I understand that there are some women that really feel like they were made to be a helpmate to another person, but logically, that's stupid. Logically, if you were made to be a helpmate to a man, then you would have a genetic tie to whoever you were supposed to be with, and you would meet that person around adolescence when your hormones were most on fire and your body was most ready to be pregnant. Our teenage and early 20 years were the years when we are the most fertile. Yeah, those years then, you will probably meet the person you're supposed to be with in adolescence. Everybody would meet the person they're supposed to be with. There will be a man and a woman for every person. You would have a counterpart, and you're supposed to meet that person automatically, and y'all will automatically have children and fall into your positions. If you have sex with a person that is not your genetic and direct mate that you're supposed to be a helpmate for, you don't get pregnant by them. Listen, that's what I I feel like if you are supposed to be women, if you are truly made to just be a helpmate to a man, I feel like there would be genetic coding for such things. To me, just like the only way for us to have babies is for semen and egg, sperm and egg to meet. That's the only way you can have children. I feel like God would have genetically made it so that two people have genetic markers that mean they can only procreate with one person or the people they're supposed to be with. Okay? If that were the case. But for you to be in your motherfucking 30s, single, looking for a man on a reality show, it means that you have not found the person you're supposed to be a helpmate for. So that means you're not a helpmate yet. So if you were supposed to be born to be a helpmate, why would you be almost 40 years old without someone to be a helpmate for if that is what you were supposed to do? 100% all women are supposed to be a helpmate to a man. If that is the case, why are you still not a helpmate? I know where the helpmate thing is from. I know where it's from. I grew up Catholic. I know the Bible. I'm clear. But my point is, if it wasn't stupid, it would make more sense. But it's stupid and it doesn't make any sense. Now, if you love someone and you get in a relationship with someone and you want to do whatever to make sure that that person progresses in life the way they want for you to progress in life, by all means, girl, do it the fuck up. Fix plates. But for you to automatically, I don't care. She's 30. She's almost 40. I don't care. When you're 30, you're almost 40. Okay? For you to, at 30 years old, and I'm saying that because I feel like when you go through your entire 20s without being a helpmate, you need to understand that it's not your only lot in life. That's not your only lot in life, ma'am, if you have not done it yet. You see what I'm saying? I've done it already, and I still don't feel like the only thing I was made for was to help Lyric. I'm sorry. I love Lyric. And Lyric and I help each other in a whole bunch of ways. That is not my only purpose here, ma'am. My only purpose is not to be a helpmate to Lyric. It may be for us to be helpmates to each other. Okay? I have told y'all before, the nigga is my lover and my secretary. Okay? But at the end of the day, Bondi was brought into this world to be Bondi. And that's whatever that entails, baby. Whether it's being on social media, whether it's being a light in the world, whether it's being a truth teller, whether it's being somebody that piss you off, whatever it is, bitch, it was what I was sent here to do. So the idea that my only placement in life is to be a helpmate to a man is utterly ridiculous in 2022. But yes, by all means, feel how you want to feel. But don't get mad at Sharice when Sharice says that's not how I feel. I wouldn't have anything to say about what Kayla is doing, fixing plates for niggas that's not hers, if I did not feel like she was performing femininity so she can trap a man. Because it looked like to me, you're taking care of yourself right now. That's not being a helpmate. Are these niggas made to take care of you the way you're made to be a helpmate? Women having that mentality is damaging. It is. And then whenever somebody says that it's damaging, everybody acts like you're hating. And what works for them works for them. No, bitch, that don't work for nobody. And everybody's lying about it. It doesn't work for anybody. And everybody's lying about it. And those of us that are real enough to say y'all are lying about this bullshit, everybody acts like you're hating about it. Until you somebody like me, okay, they can give you the big hairy man that picks heavy shit up that I'm married to walk into the room. And then all of a sudden now you can believe what the fuck I say, right? Because there's a man standing next to me. Right, I forget. It is a precarious situation to be somebody with a brain in 2022. Because y'all really be trying to preach this old school mindset shit on us that we learned to detach from when Living Single came out. But yes, in 2022, Please tell me how you supposed to be a fucking helpmate. I said, girl, not a helpmate. Bitch, not a maid, okay? Which is different from being a queen. Because I would love to remind y'all that there ain't never been a queen serving a nigga a plate. Not in these European colonialized kingdoms. Not in these European patriarchies have there ever been a queen to serve a man a motherfucking plate. And don't get me wrong, y'all. I made my man breakfast in a plate yesterday. But guess what? This morning when he got up, because he got up before me, he made me a plate and he made me breakfast. And then this evening, I made dinner. And now that I have to get up here on live, I set a timer. So my man is going to go and stir my pot and make sure that my food doesn't overcook. And then later on, when I go back downstairs and he's ready to me, he's going to make me a plate. It's called give and take. And if you don't cut these macho, you are never going to have anybody serving you anything anywhere every time. And bah, okay? Please go back to it. Please go back to it. Please go back to it. It's give and take. It's give and take, girl. It's give and take. Okay? Come on. I can't with you guys and your imbalances. Okay? Oh, girl. Oh, girl. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that upset me. That was the main thing in the episode that annoyed me. Mike tells April and Brandy that he doesn't want any more kids. Mike, listen. Mike, Big Mike. Mike, can I talk to you, honey? Can I come close to the camera? Can you talk to me? Let me tell you. If you want to get women that don't want any more kids, stop coloring your beard. Because then they will see that your ass is old. Okay? They will see that your ass is old. And when they see that your ass is old, then they will know that you've already raised your kids. But stop getting your motherfucking ass. Stop getting your mother out of the barber chair every week with your color dark, perpetrating that you are younger than you are, so that you can get a young woman. Also, that you can tell her you don't want to have any children. Do you know what a lot of young women want to do? A lot of young women want to find a man that is going to take care of them so that they can have children. Anyway, it's confusing for no reason. Devin. Okay, wait, no. You know what? Before we even get to Devin, Justice is talking to April about being cosmically in space with someone when asked if he wants marriage. Justin, you're a whore. You're ready to fuck, and that's the only thing you're ready for, sir. Justin, all this bullshit you're talking, it's bullshit. You're a whore. Okay? It can't just be 11 likes. I don't think so. That would be utterly disrespectful of you guys, considering the fact I didn't even monetize this whole yet. Okay, let me see. No, there are 200 likes. So maybe almost half of my viewership, almost half, has liked the video. That's very nice that they thought that, half would do. Almost doesn't count. Did y'all see that I made 94,000 subscribers? Thank you so very much for contributing to that. All of my subscribers, thank you so very much. I would love it if I were to get to 100,000 before the end of the year, but I doubt. I don't have much faith in YouTube when it comes to that, but I am still happy to get the numbers that I get. So thank you so much, everybody, for contributing to my 94,000. Please make sure that you subscribe if you have not. Thank you. Okay. And also please follow me on TikTok because I'm trying to grow my following over there. TikTok, BondyBlue. Thank you very much. Like the video. All right. So yes, Justice is a whore. Justice, you're trying to us feel like you're not a whore. You're like deep cosmically, you're a whore. Stop it. Go away. Devin, you're either gay or you only like white women. Period. Shakira and Samson, you're the only man on this show that I feel like is halfway decent. And that's only because I don't know you like that. But what I do know so far is way less uncomfortable than all of the rest of the men on this fucking show. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I didn't know how and when we got here. Based on just his Instagram, he's a party boy. And let's just say he seems to be around a lot of non-Black women. Oh, wow. So there are a lot of men coming on this show who don't really want Black women, but they want to use the viewership of a show catered towards Black women to get their clout. Ha ha. Ha ha. So we're going to be paying close attention. close attention. Yeah. Okay. Shakira and Samson talked about her rebuilding her life in the past 3 years after her divorce. Shakira, you get very young in the face, but you get very old in the wig. Okay, can we do better with the wiggage? Because the wig is just giving old. The wig is just giving church lady. The wig is just giving, I got this out of the pack. Okay, out of the pack at the beauty store on the rack. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna come on reality TV, girl, I'm gonna need for the kinky curly hair not to give a crunch look. It gives a crunch look. Only real kinky curly can give a crunch look. Okay, fake kinky curly can't give a crunch look. That gives synthetic. Nobody wants synthetic looking kinky curly that gives crunchy. Get it together. Okay, thank you. Kayla and Justice go back and forth about him feeling ownership over a woman he's dating if he's spending money. So this is a conversation. So basically, Justice was saying that he doesn't have to date a woman. He doesn't have to spend money in order to find out if he's interested. That means if he takes you out on dates and spends money on you, he's expecting to have sex with you. And not only is he expecting to have sex with you, but he's expecting you to commit to him in a way that he says he's not exactly ready to. When asked when he would commit, he was like, oh, whenever. So you'll commit whenever, right? But you want the woman to commit herself to you before you spend money on her. And I feel like if you're broke, just say that. If you can't afford to date, just say that. I feel like a lot of people who have nothing feel like they're entitled to have a partner. And I want you to know, no, unless you're a woman, you don't. We live in a society where a man is required to be able to take a woman out on a date. A man is required to pay for dates. And if you can't pay for dates, then you don't need to date. It's my opinion. It's how I feel. If you don't like it, get off my channel. I don't feel like any woman should have to go out with a man whose idea is that while I'm getting to know you, I don't have to spend any money on you. I don't have to take you out to eat. Well, guess what? That means you don't want to date me, nigga. The fuck is you talking about? And as a woman that has her own money and has gone Dutch and doesn't have a problem doing that from time to time, I'm not going on first dates with any nigga at this age in life talking about going half-seas on a date. That means you don't have shit if you can't pay for dinner. I can go to dinner with my homegirls, okay? And they're gonna pay for my dinner. Why the fuck would I go out with a man that can't pay for my dinner if I can go out with my homegirls and they can pay for my dinner? And I'm not saying my homegirls pay for my dinner all the time, but I'm saying that when me and my homegirls go out, it's nothing, okay? She paid for the drinks when we went to the first place. I paid for dinner when we went to the second place. When we went to the third place, she paid for all the drinks. She ain't had no cash. I paid for us to get in. Last time we went out, she picked the place. She paid for dinner. The time before that, I picked the place. We went out. I paid for dinner. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm going out with a man that is thinking I'm about to give him my motherfucking body at the end of the night, do you really think we about to go half-seas on a date, nigga? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's different when we're talking about combining our lives together. There's a difference between combining our lives and our incomes to have a better life. It's a whole nother thing when you are courting me and we are going out on a date in a patriarchal society. Motherfucker, I am living up to the patriarchal society when it comes to this dating shit, my nigga. No, you need to prove to me that you can do these things because I'm the one that's going to get pregnant. I'm the one that's going to be out of commission for a while. You need to be able to prove that you can do these things before I waste my time or give you my body, which means you need to be able to pay for a few meals or a few dates before you get anybody's vagina. What the fuck are you even talking about? Like, having sex with you means I could possibly get pregnant. So you want me to go out with somebody and have sex with somebody that can't even prove to me they can pay for a date? I might accidentally get pregnant because they want to have sex and they can't afford to pay for a baby, and then you're gonna blame me? What? I don't know what justice is on, but I don't agree to it. And I feel like if you can't afford to take a woman out on a date or two to get to know her, in order to court her, in order to get her to be in a committed relationship with you, then you don't need to date. And I don't know what white women you dating, but you ain't dating no white women with that mentality. I don't know no white women that's going out with the presumption that a man not paying a bill. Oh, you mean one that's so happy to have a black man that she'll pay all the bills? Yeah, we ain't talking about them. Ain't nobody looking up to that shit. What? What are y'all talking about? Anyway, because at the end of the day, those white women can throw y'all to the motherfucking wolves and call their daddies to come and save them. Black women don't have that luxury. We ain't got time to be having babies for motherfuckers, and we can't use white privilege to get out of under whatever bullshit they put us under, like a lot of white women can. So as a black woman, I don't have time for y'all with this whole struggle of bullshit y'all talking about. That shit was cute when I was in my 20s, and we ain't have shit as a whole. But in 30 something years old, what do you have to show? Do you have a 401k? Do you have insurance? Do you have a good job? Do you have a car? Do you have a place to stay? If you don't have any of these things, we don't have anything to talk about. And damn sure, if you can't take me out on a date and pay for a meal or two in order to get me to get wet enough to give you the coochie, my nigga, we can't do nothing. We can't do nothing. We can't do nothing. What are you talking about? And that's the rule. And if you don't like the rule, go play the game with somebody else. It's very simple. So I don't know who Justice was talking to. I don't know who you men out there think y'all talking to, but y'all ain't talking to no bitches like me. And we ain't looking for y'all pockets, but we also not about to go for less than what we got or less than we can have by ourselves. Because then you niggas become a bill, and ain't nobody got time for that. So yeah, Justice, like Kayla said, scoot back, push over. You ain't ready for this. Dominica asked Mike why she was on the bottom, and Sharice tells her because she's loud. Mike was uncomfortable, but he didn't disagree. Mike, shut up. You're uncomfortable with honesty until you're in a confessional, and then you can be rude and honest all you want, huh? Anyway, I'm sorry, I don't really mean that, Mike. But you know my nails are cute, so any opportunity to throw them off. Okay. Randall likes, because I know y'all gonna watch my video and y'all gonna feel like, oh, this little bitch don't like me. And it's not that deep. I'm just going off what y'all showing on the show. Okay. So don't feel no type of way. It's comedy along with a little bit of truth. And I feel like sometimes women are way too soft on you niggas' egos. They really care so much about y'all egos, and I don't care. So Randall likes Tyranika, and it makes me feel like he likes her because she's giving titties, hips, and ass. Legs and hips and body. Shout out to Candy. Okay. Y'all, Candy gonna stop flirting with me through the screen. Okay, tell Candy to stop flirting with me through the screen. Did y'all see the video of her and Tiny? I felt like Candy was flirting with me through the screen, especially when she said that line about having any man or woman I want. I was like, Candy, stop flirting with me. Oh my God, I cannot. Okay. Anyway, Don Juan, tell Candy stop flirting with me through the screen. Tell her stop. Okay. Yeah, that's the most I can be like thirsty. That's the most I can be thirsty. That's the most I can be thirsty for somebody's attention. Right there. That's the most. That's as far as I'm gonna go. Swayze likes Kadeem. I like Kadeem. Swayze is giving a 90s like R&B, little bitty mustache, whole type vibe. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm not upset about it. Swayze is like, you know what I'm saying, number 2 on, most reasonable. You know what I'm saying? Most reasonable. You know what? I'm not number 2. I'm lying. I'm letting Jamie control me. Okay. Yeah. Jamie be like making me think about things. Sometimes I be like, you know what? He wasn't that bad. No, Jamie. Jamie's not. Jamie, it's your fault that I said that. Swayze's not on my number 2. He's like number 3. But Samson is number 1. Um, Devin like Sharice. No, Devin, you saw somebody that was just as light as you and decided you wanted to make them an ally for no other reason than they were just as light complected or close to white as you could get on this show. That's what I feel. Fuck out of here. You and your sweat. Jamala is too funny. Sometimes, you know what, Mike? Something feels insecure about you. I'm gonna sit on it. But we didn't get that observation. I mean, observation from anybody but you about Jamala being too funny. Okay. Hey, Devin. These new dudes think they are the prize, and that's the problem. It is the problem. You're not the prize. Ooh, that hurt feelings? That hurt feelings, sirs? I'm sorry, you're not the prize. Not unless I decide you are. Listen, sirs, the only people that decide if y'all are a prize is the women who are with you. Sorry. Women, decide you're a prize. You decide you're a prize. These niggas are stupid. These niggas are dumb. These niggas are dumb. Okay, these niggas cannot be. That's why they need helpmates, because they're dumb. Okay, that's why they need help. Okay, like that's no disrespect, but like that's why they need help. Okay, that's why they need a helpmate. Okay, because they can't get it together all on their own. Okay. So, ladies, you have to get your shit together. You have to know your value, and then you can look at these niggas and let them know what it is. Okay. And then when they assume that they know, let them know that they don't. They get really upset. That's why they be so upset when they have money and it doesn't work. Like Irv Gotti, like, oh, you have all this money. Guess what? It doesn't work. You're still a fat little thumb fuck. I don't like you. Whatever. Your money does nothing for me. Now what? Like, all I have to do is be attractive and you're going to want to fuck me. You got to have money, and then it's still a toss up. Men are so upset. Y'all will be okay. Okay, work harder, honeys. Work harder. Just work harder to be liked. Have better personalities, have more money, have better bodies, have good teeth, have better breath. Treat women nicer, open doors, require less. And maybe we'll try to like you like that, you know? Maybe we'll try to like you like that. Listen. I feel like you have to push men so that, like, you have to force them into the, and when I say pushing and forcing, that means you have to give them no choice, meaning that you're either going to do what's required or we're not going to do it at all, because there's always another one of you. See, this is what they've convinced women of. They really convince women there's just another one of you. There's another wet hole. Oh, there is. That's why you still miss your ex. Okay. There's just another, there's just another me. That's why y'all always circle back around, but it's too late. Okay. Sure. Okay. But while you go look for another me, I'll definitely replace you. And I don't want another you. I want a better, I want a better version of you. And I'll go look for it, and I'll bet you I'll find it. Okay. And then if I don't find it, guess what? I like myself so much that it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter because I like myself so much. Okay, like I feel like that's how women should feel about themselves. And then they'll attract whatever they're supposed to attract. But the idea that, all of this, my whole life is supposed to be finding a man, makes men feel like they're the prize, which is why you should not set out your whole life about a man. They'll use it against you. They don't have the wherewithal not to. Okay? They don't have the wherewithal not to. Women will be out here falling in love with niggas they're not attracted to because they are not that shallow. Women can commit to the situation. Okay? Listen, I'm going off on a tangent. Love it or hate it. Deal with it or don't. Anyway, understand it, feel me or don't. I've been drinking. I don't care. It's my commentary. It's what I'm giving late at night. So, moving on to the women. Cherie says, I don't know why I was on the bottom. Hold up. Let me see. Okay. Justice says Kayla is on his bottom. Of course she is. She told you you're too broke to date. Tommy asked what Dominica and Sharice were giving. And Mike says he's from Miami, so he's not impressed with Dominica. I've already told y'all I'm not impressed with the fact that he colors his hair. Sharice was dipping in and out. To the women, Sharice says, I don't know why I was on the bottom. I'm a catch. I don't have to dumb myself down. And then Kayla gets upset and says, you can't have I don't need a man mentality and expect to get a man. I say, you can't? You can't? You can't? I don't agree with that. I feel like one of the first things I told my husband instinctually before we got like, to that point, we maybe were like a few weeks into dating, and I was like, I want you to understand something. I don't need you, but I want you. Do you think he was walking out of my door after he heard that? Be real, okay? Tell them what the truth of the matter is. You don't need them. You shouldn't need me. We're adults. We shouldn't need anybody to live. You should want each other though. And wanting, oh, wanting. You should want me to want you. You should want me to want you. Do you hear me? You should want me to want you. Because see, when I want you, oh, that's a whole nother thing. Needing you means I'm here because I have to be. Wanting you means I don't need to be here, but I'm going to be here. Okay. So let me hurry up with my video. But Kayla got really upset about what Sharice said, and I feel like that's because Kayla's so young and Sharice is older and has a different understanding of life. Once Kayla realizes that her whole life should not be wrapped around finding a man, then maybe she can understand where Sharice is coming from. She may be too, still too young to understand that. There's a point in life where women actually think that if a woman doesn't have a man, then she must be missing out on something. That's a lie. These niggas ain't shit. And there are good friends, dick that you can call whenever you want it and send it back. Shopping, vacationing, brunches, good jobs, buying nice bags. Girl, there's shit for a bitch to do by herself. Like, and still get some dick every now and again. Like, women are not the type of people that have to go around without getting pleasured, sexually. Like, we don't have to deal with that. Like, we really don't. If we don't want to, we don't have to deal with that. So I just kind of feel like, and then there are sex toys and shit. And we have clitorises, like, and then we can get somebody to come poke, and then go home. Okay, go home, sir. We don't go together. Go home. Thank you, DeQuasia, for the super sticker, because I probably won't get paid for this video. So thank you. So yeah, I felt like what Sharice was saying was coming from the mindset of an older woman that understands her worth and understands what lying to these, how lying to these men is no longer beneficial at this point in life. Kayla is under the understanding that I need to get a man. So whenever people have the understanding they need to get a man, they'll do anything to get that man, even if it means lying. And that comes that stroking of the ego. And I just kind of feel like that's unnecessary. It's unnecessary because these niggas ain't going nowhere. So once you adopt that to your understanding, you will stop doing the fucking most for a man. Like, at the end of the day, if a man can be taken by any old woman, he's not worth having. So for me, the way Kayla reacted, it was just like a young girl thing. Like, it's all right, girl. And Shakira was upset because Sharice told her to go and talk to somebody else. And because she could not handle Sharice the way she wanted to in the moment, now you want to, you were saying Randall wasn't a king. She didn't say Randall wasn't a king. She said Randall must be a king because y'all are serving him and sitting around him like he was one. And she said she wanted to come and break it up. It was just a joke. It wasn't that deep. But to be honest, Kayla, I wouldn't be making a play for a man that wasn't mine. You doing too much. But that's just my opinion. If you feel like that's what you should do, making a man that's not yours a plate because you're auditioning to be a wife. Okay, so understand that auditioning to be a wife with every man that you like or come into contact with means that men are going to see that about you and then use that to their advantage. Meaning you're going to end up in relationships with men who don't really want to marry you, but they're going to allow you to play the wife role because that's what you show them off rip, which is why you should not show that type of consideration to a man until he is your man. But you don't hear that. But what you do understand is that your last relationship, that nigga lied to you and then ended up getting back with his baby mama. Correct? And why was that? Because he realized being with you was beneficial because you were going to treat him like he was a king and fix plates and shit and be subservient to somebody that had not proven to be worthy of your subservience, if that's what you're trying to give. And based on your culture explanation, that's what you're giving. So understand that you need to give that culture reference to men who are deserving of it and not every fucking man you come into contact with, because they will in fact use you because they don't know how else to do anything else. Niggas will fuck women that they don't want to fuck, that they're not attracted to. They will live and be with women who aren't the women they really want to be with, all until they find the woman that they really want to be with, and they can afford to be with the woman that they really want to be with, whatever their preference may be. That's why, as a woman, it is not your job to play up to this role of being a auditioning wife until somebody decides to give you the role. Oh no, be a woman and take care of your fucking self, and then have ways about yourself that may be attractive, but stop giving wifely duties to men who you don't know if they are husband material. Do you see what I'm saying? You're fixing place for Randall. You've only known these niggas for a few days. That's too much as far as I'm concerned. I'm not even cooking for a nigga on the first date, let alone fixing plates at brunches when I'm supposed to be getting to know several different men at one time. Sharice may have been being slightly shady when she said this shit, but Kayla, you was just upset because she called you out for your thirstiness. You was just bothered because somebody pointed out that you was being extra thirsty, auditioning to be a wife for a man you don't even really know like that. That's why you were so upset. And Shakira, I feel like you were upset because she pushed you along and you actually got up and walked away. Kept saying, I know what I'm doing. I'm walking away, so they're going to look at me walking away. At the end of the day, they're going to watch you walk away, and then they're going to divert their attention to the woman that's sitting right in front of them who just told you to go ahead and find somebody else to talk to. So there's that. Dominica was sent home. I told y'all that. Swayze goes on a date with Jamala. They're trying to get past the lust stage because all they can feel right now is wanting to hunch. He says he's been single for 3 years. We find out, I think later on, Swayze got cheated on. He's only 30 years old and he loves getting with women way older than him. So something makes me feel like you like to be with women who are in some type of older maternal role, and then you end up getting taken advantage of. But when he told us that story about him when he was younger, it made me feel like, yeah, Swayze needs to go to therapy and work out his mommy issues. I don't know what the situation is there, but Swayze got some mommy issues. Shakira and Samson go out. He brought her a plant. That was sweet. She says that he makes her melt. And I was just like, does he? Does he make you melt? I don't know, y'all. I know how I feel when I melt, and I don't know if that's what I was getting from their interactions, but okay. They discuss her mom being in the military and her dad being a cop, so obviously being brought up in a very strict household, and how that would play a part in the way she raises her son. And she says she raises her son very differently from the way that she was raised. Samson is bringing up her son a lot, and I like that, but I also feel like that's a way of shoplifting the pootie. Okay, if you've ever seen Jerry Maguire, you will learn that a way for men to take advantage of women is to put so much interest in their children. And then you play up this role of wanting to be a stepfather and wanting to be involved and valuing a woman for her being a good mother. And then once you get into this role, you're going to play with her emotions. And then when it gets too strenuous, too tiring, boring, or whatever, all of a sudden you're not showing up at the Little League games the way you were before because you were just using her child to get her panties until it was no longer fun for you. So I would just be very, careful about her son being a part of the reason why someone is interested in her. Okay. And I'll just say it like that. So everyone goes over to Sharice's place and they still mad that she called Randall a king. Randall says that when Kayla made, hold on, wait. Randall says that when Kayla made him a plate, hold on, wait. Hold up, my notes got messed up. Okay, but they brought up the Randall King thing when they walked in. Justice thought it was a one-on-one date. It wasn't. Slow down, little red Corvette. Trinika came with Randall, but LJ is trying to swoop her away. I told y'all LJ is giving Jeffrey from Fresh Prince. The first version, not the one that's current. Excuse me, y'all. Devin is acting disinterested, told y'all, gay or white women, whichever one it is. They discuss the king comment again that Sharice made. And Randall says that she made him feel awkward. And she says she sees herself as a queen. And if calling him a king made him uncomfortable, she apologizes. She will call him Randall. So as an adult woman, I know that when a man is offended and you want to smooth it over, not because you give a fuck about him, but because you don't want to leave a bad taste in anybody's mouth, the best way to do that is to not only bolster yourself, but to also bolster their ego as well. That's what she did in this moment. These are the moments when I find that this is something that should be used, right? So in the moment, everybody's trying to call her to task because she was saying, I wasn't saying he wasn't a king. Randall says, no, you said both. You said I wasn't a king and you said I must be one since they were doing all this. So they must have edited something out that we didn't hear Sharice say. That's what I came to the understanding of. So when Randall explains that she said both, and she says, okay, well, I see myself as a queen, so I'm sorry if I saw you as a king, but you know what? I won't call you a king. I'll refer to you as Randall, and that's what will make you feel most comfortable. I'm sorry about that. That was the high ground. Adults, let me smooth my way out of this stupid situation. Because the truth of the matter is, you motherfuckers are online all the time calling black man kings and fixing plates and all of this shit like these niggas are kings. And as soon as somebody say it, not everybody want to argue about it. Everybody want to backpedal and pussy pop and act like what she said was so wrong when you online accepting all of the kings and all of that from all of the bitches that want to fix plates. I was just kind of like, child, miss me with acting like you was offended by somebody calling you a king. Y'all just didn't like the fact that when she said it, it wasn't exactly a positive. Okay? Because I feel like she was pointing it out, not apologize with the insult. I like the way she did it, honestly. Sharice kind of won me over with the way she handled all of this king bullshit. You would think OWN would have showed the comment being made to set up the conversation with the king comment. Child, that would mean they wanted to actually do good with the editing on this show. But we see the way they chop together conversations. The editing is trash. And I don't know whether it's because the editors are editing trash or because the producers are picking stupid talking points and cutting out a lot on the cutting room floor, because producers are the ones that make these decisions. The editors are just the people that do it, but that's just my own information. But anyway, so yes, Randall, I don't know how I feel about Randall. I don't know, everybody likes him. I don't know just yet. We'll see. Kayla has a get together with Zoe, Mike, Shakira, and Swayze shares another story of him being with an older woman who cheated on him. I told y'all that. Kayla was played by her ex that went back to his baby mama. Told y'all that. She said she's not going to be anybody's toy unless she wants to. And I was like, oh, so are you asserting your dominance much like Sharice was when you told her that she can't act like she doesn't want a man? Acting like you don't need a man is the same thing as saying, I don't want to be somebody's toy unless I want to. It's the same energy of I choose when I want to fuck with a man, not a man using me so I can be his helpmate. So she's contradicting herself to me. But editing, we don't know these people, whatever. So they bowl and Kayla gives Zoe a peck because he won, which I felt was whack as fuck. Like, why are we giving people kisses if they win a game? Like, I don't know. Unless I'm attracted to you, I ain't kissing nobody. Swayze has been here before in the singing group called Full Force. Hilarious, 2 L's. His mustache is definitely giving Full Force get hype. Okay. Swayze did push-ups to get a hug. I just kind of felt like all of this was kind of lame. I don't know what Shakira went during this moment, but yeah, Kayla, I was just like, I don't know how I feel about her. She does a lot. The women meet with, you know what? I forgot she has a blog, right? Right. You got to be seen. So you got to make moments. She's making moments. So the women meet with Tommy. Jamala says she's feeling Randall and Swayze. Trinika likes Randall. Kadian likes Swayze. Brandy likes Big Mike. Shakira likes Samson because he makes her feel like being a single mom is a benefit. Like I said, shoplifting the pootie. I have to go to my P.O. box. I'll go to my P.O. box tomorrow, y'all. I know I have, I've been ripping and running all day. Forgive me, but I will go. I know I have to. So Devin, Justice, and Mike are questionable. Mike needs to be clear as if he wants kids or not. Mike and Brandy meet up. He swoops her up. Kadian and Devin meet up. he needs to open up and be honest more. Devin makes a comment about having a big boy job. Child, Devin needs to go home. Nobody cares. Kadeem asked how many people he exchanged numbers with. And when he said males or females, it made me feel like, yeah, usually when a man feels like he doesn't date black women, it's usually because he's either gay or he only dates white women. And so, yeah, Devin probably is somebody who is either gay or only dates white women. And sometimes that translates to only dating white men. So we'll see. But either way, he got sent home, and I'm glad that he got sent home. I'm glad that Big Mike was on the bottom because I think him and his muscles and his beard coloring was valuing himself at such a high level. It was unnecessary. Thank you so much. So we're gonna get into the last show, you guys. Do me a favor before we do get into the last show. Like I got that in my system. Okay, y'all ready? Okay, so we're getting into the Bell Collective, Bell Collective, Bell Collective, Bell Collective, Bell Collective, Bell Collective, Bell Collective. Get into the Bell Collective, Bell Collective, Bell Collective, Bell Collective. Get into the Bell Collective, Bell Collective. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start off. Marie, the blonde wig. Who asked for it? Who told you to do it? They're not your friend. They lied. Fire them. Get them away. You did hair? Where did you do hair? It's a lie. It's a lie. That blonde wig was terrible. And I'm seeing it here. Read the notes. Okay, so Tisha is asking Glenn if this is his baby. And he says no, he would be on child support if this was his baby. Not necessarily. There are a whole bunch of men that have been able to guilt women into not getting child support. Also, I was listening to Corinne Stephens on live the other day, and she was talking about how she doesn't, go through the problems of asking a man for child support. She'll just take care of her baby on her own. She'll make her money on her own. And I was just like, that's real cute for somebody that has been able to, parlay their pussy into millions of dollars for themselves. And it's not just the pussy, it's the education, it's the ability to understand what is attractive to people, marketing. Like, she has a whole bunch of intelligence, but a part of the way she was able to get on and get those first millions in the first place was by talking about the men she had fucked. So everybody doesn't have the luxury of using their pussy miles in order to get them their first millions. So a lot of women have to ask for child support because they don't have the financials to do anything else. So telling women not to get child support is annoying to me. I don't like that. I understand y'all don't want the court in y'all business and all of that, but at the end of the day, the court system and child support was made for white men to pay for their children. It was not made for black people. It was not made for black women to pay, to get, child support. It wasn't. Okay. So to me, I feel like if you can't get the man you've had a child with to do what he's supposed to do without putting him on child support, put his ass on child support. If he acts like he doesn't want to do what he's supposed to do because he wants to do this whole, let me have custody so I can have the baby by my mom's house, just so I don't have to pay you the adequate amount of money that you need in order to take care of the child primarily. Yeah, a lot of men do those things. So Glenn, please miss me with the baby not mine because I'm not on child support. A lot of men are able to keep from having to pay child support, not only because they give adequately, but also because they're fucking their baby moms. So not giving child support doesn't necessarily mean the child is not yours. I know a lot of men that aren't on child support. Okay. So, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, women, if you don't want to deal with the court system and you can make that money on your own, girl, do whatever is freeing to you, whatever is less stressful to you. But if you have to get that child support because you need it, do not feel bad. Get your fucking child support. Because these would take advantage of it if they could. Okay? But they don't want the responsibility of taking care of children on a day-to-day. They don't. And those of them who do those things, Dwayne Wades of the world and all of that, y'all go get women to take care of the children, and y'all have enough money to get maids and nannies and everything else to do what y'all can't do. But in regular, everyday, making less than 150K a year life, get your child support if these niggas ain't doing what they supposed to do. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. You heard what I said? Okay? But make sure you establish custody rights if you forego child support. I don't know any other way. I don't know any other way to do that. I'm just saying. See what happened to Melody? That's why you gotta do what you gotta do, and you can't be nice to these niggas because they'll dog you out when you be out there trying to give them all of that grace. Anyway, so she doesn't believe him because he lies so well. He says that he misses her and he wants her to come home. And Tisha says that she needs him to be the man he's capable of being. I said, Tisha, y'all ain't in y'all fucking 20s. If the nigga is not being the man you believe he's capable of being, that means he can't be that man. That means he can't be that man. Speaking of Dwayne Wade, definitely have an outside baby we don't see. Okay. Yeah, when Tisha was talking about Glenn being, be the man that I know you can be, girl, shut up. Shut up. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not about to be crying about a nigga being faithful to me for 20 years. Get the fuck out of here. Either I'm going to be okay with both of us being in an open relationship, or we not going to be together. I'm not getting cheated on for 20 years so I can be Mary J. Blige crying about it after finding out about a cheatation 8 years ago. Okay? Not gonna cry. I'm not gonna shed no tears. No, I'm not gonna cry, 'cause you're not worth my tears. Was a lover in your secretary. I'm gonna leave it alone. She just posted pics of their 19 wedding anniversary too. I know. And the fact that Glenn is in the intro means that all of this, I'm pretending like I ain't about to get back with Glenn bullshit. I don't even think they really broke up. I think it's all for a storyline because they ain't have shit going on. Just like they had to pretend like they was living in that house last season. They're now pretending like Tisha don't know what type of man she married to. You are definitely okay with Glenn being a hoe. You've been okay with it, Tisha. Stop lying to us. And if you about to act like Glenn gonna stop being a hoe, that's a lie. Glenn too young to stop being a hoe. I saw Glenn. Glenn gonna be a hoe until he can't be a hoe no more. And usually that's gonna mean that he got some type of sickness that requires you to take care of him. And that's the only way he gonna stop being a hoe. And if he don't get a sickness, whenever he dies and y'all go to the funeral, because usually women outlive these men, there's gonna be a bitch at the funeral that was that nigga side chick for years. Okay? The idea that Glenn is going to be faithful is a lie from the pits of hell. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not going to do this with y'all. There are certain men that are not going to be faithful. They don't have to be. You're going to forgive them. So they don't have to be faithful. They don't have to be. And I just want you to not be upset about it if you're going to be with him. To me, as a woman, if you're going to secretly accept the cheating, stop acting like you mad about it. And also, stop allowing yourself to be miserable in a situation. If that nigga gonna go fuck on other people, bitch, what we doing? What Candy and them said we doing, bitch? Cheating back. Okay? We're in an open relationship. We're in an open relationship. That's what we do. Judge your mama. Okay. So Latrice is overdressed at work because she going on a date with Zaddy. Okay, her daddy husband. Her employee tells her, girl, what about these issues in this building? This building is trash. The heat fucked up. The water fucked up. She like, listen, I'm trying to move to a better neighborhood, but I don't want to move too far away from the hood. I was just having a conversation about the people I know that could have done way better in their lives, but they don't want to leave the hood people that they love behind. Because they realize that in order to excel to the next level of life, they may have to leave the gutter snipes that they've known to love and like behind. they don't want to leave the hood behind because the hood makes them feel special. It's basically like I get so much good feelings from being a big fish in a small pond. I don't ever want to jump out of my small pond into a big one and have to compete with those people because I might have to leave the ones who praise me behind. I know a lot of people like that. I think it's sad sometimes because they sell themselves short and they don't do as much as they could do in their lives because they're always trying to be of their environment. When at the end of the day, just because your family grew up in poverty does not mean you should be trying to stay close to that because that's your roots. Get the fuck out of here. There are some people you need to leave the fuck where they at. And people who try to hold you from growing, you need to leave them people where they at. Whether they know they holding you from growing or not. What that white man say? You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. You better count your pennies. When you touch the turntable, you run out of victims. Things happen. I'm about to stop, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all seen that money, okay? Y'all seen that movie like a rhinestone cowboy. So Latrice was overdressed, but it was funny. Her employee had to shade the fuck out her girl. You know you don't dress like that. And what you mean? Why dressing in cutoffs and jeans at your job mean you hood? Bitch, you comfortable. Like Rudy Huxtable. Um, she called daddy over to fix some things down to the shop, and then they sit down and talk. And I thought it was so funny. She was acting like that man was gonna fix the heat. That man wasn't gonna fix the heat. He came there with his little wrench and tightened the little screw, and then boom, bow, pow. Zaddy was doing his job so that you can be with an old ass daddy husband. All right, Latrice. Listen, I understand the girls who didn't know they was gonna get on reality TV, getting you an old nigga with a good factory job. Okay, that's what that's what Zaddy giving. Zaddy giving I got a good factory job with good benefits, and I gotta find me a little young woman I can take care of. And Latrice was able to start her business while being taken care of by Zaddy, and it's great. But at the end of the day, the energy of fucking a man your daddy's age so he can control you, even though you got your own business and your own bread and you don't really need him, but you're gonna do all this I'm coaxing my daddy husband ego shit. It's just gross. It's just gross. And it feel like if you ain't cheating on him now, if you ain't cheating on him now, if you ain't cheating on him now, Latrice, so she tells him that she's gonna have to be around Marie. He tells her they should be able to keep it ladylike. Latrice says Marie is manly like, and she not taking any shit off of her at this brunch. So have the bail money ready. I said, Latrice, I agree with you there. Anybody taking no shit off Marie manly ass. Okay. And Marie, you can say you like dick all you want to, bitch. It's still giving I eat cootie cat in my dreams. So Tisha and Marie meet up first, and Marie in this terrible wig. Tisha feels like mentally she's outgrown Glenn, the lies you tell. That's not who she is now. That's exactly who you are now. Glenn is not going to be faithful. He's going to learn how to cheat better. He wants her back, but he has to make sure he's genuine. I also love that when Glenn was trying to get her back and it wasn't working with the relationship, he threw in her face that he didn't have a daddy. Women, I want y'all to pay attention when niggas come to you with bullshit. So if I'm telling you I need you to be faithful, I need you to be the man that I need you to be, and then because you know you can't really be that for me, you're going to then turn around and pull on my heartstrings and make me feel bad on behalf of my child by saying, oh, I didn't have a daddy and I don't want our son to grow up without a daddy. At the end of the day, I don't have to be with you in order for you to be a good daddy, Glenn. I don't have to be in a relationship with you in order for you to be a good father for your child. But I love the fact that you was willing to basically make me feel like you wouldn't be a good father to our son if I'm not in a relationship with you. Therefore, putting the burden of dealing with your lies on me when it comes to keeping our family together. Not you being faithful, but me forgiving and staying in an unhappy relationship so that our child will be able to have access to you. Because if we're not together, you're going to not be with our son as much as required, right? So that you can get back to me, so you can get back, at me, then you're gonna be like, oh, you trying to move on, you trying to date other people. Well, I'm not gonna take our child because I don't want you to be able to go out on dates with other people as if you controlling something. So yeah, that's what you niggas do. So I didn't like the fact that he did that. And in all honesty, I felt like I wouldn't want to be with him anyway. I would be like, you know what, Glenn, it seems like you turned out really great without a father. So at the end of the day, I think our son will be just fine if I choose not to be in a relationship with your broke ass. And I'm saying he broke, he not broke, but that's the word that came into my mind. Okay. Oh, hoe ass. That's a better word. Okay. Listen. Okay. If I don't want to stay with your hoe ass, okay, I ain't got to stay with your hoe ass. Okay. If you want to be a father, that's your decision. That's your decision to be a father. If you don't want to be a father because you're not with the mother, then you're still a hoe that's now a deadbeat. Deal with that. Okay. If you want to be a deadbeat on top of being a hoe ass nigga, then you go ahead and do that. It's your legacy. It's your life. Your son not gonna give a fuck about you when he get older. Not me. Okay. Because I'm gonna be getting moved on and find somebody else to shift my wig. Okay. Because even, Tisha could find somebody else to shift her wig if she wanted to. But she gonna be over here being thirsty because Glenn's dick must be good. Okay, that's what happens when a dick touches your heart. You stick around for all of the pain that comes with it. Okay, so as she's explaining all of this to Marie, Marie understands because she know what it's like to try to be with a man that's in a closet. I'm just joking. But yeah, no, Cedric absolutely gives. Not only do I fuck your homegirls, but I fuck your homeboys too. We got introduced to Akeisha because Akeisha and Tambra walking. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all, Akeisha is giving. I get diminished in some avenue of my life, whether it's with my husband, whether it's with my family. I don't know who it's with, but I get diminished in some aspect of my life. So I'm gonna come on Belle Collective and I'm gonna beat everybody over the head with my accomplishments and with my inheritance so I can be at the top of the totem pole. I'm classy based. I've had a better life. My husband's in the NFL. I've done radio like Tambra. I've done entertainment like Tambra. I've done what she said. I've done lupus. And I've done all of this shit. I've had a beer garden. I've done all of this shit like all of you ladies. So anything y'all have done, I've already done it and I've done it better. Oh yeah, Tisha, you trying to get property on Ferris Street? Guess what, bitch? I already got property and land on Ferris Street. So whenever you're ready to really do something, let me know when you're ready to stop talking. Okay? When you're ready to stop talking, let me know and we can really make it happen. So yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm not a fan because this is what people don't understand. It's one thing to be proud of your accomplishments and come on the show and let everybody know what the resume look like. It's a whole nother thing. Every time somebody else say what they've done, for you to be like, oh yeah, bitch, I did that too and I did it better than you. Oh yeah, bitch, you did that. I did it and I did it better than you. That was the energy I got from Akeisha. Now, I could be tripping, but the energy I got from Akeisha was I do it better than you. Whatever you've done, I've done it better. Whatever you tell me, I'm going to be able to say, if I didn't do it, my daddy and my granddaddy did it. Oh, Marie, what high school you went to? Oh, yeah, you know what? The auditorium over there, my granddaddy, that's his auditorium. Yes, it's absolutely giving Whitley Gilbert. I know we get it. Shut the fuck up. Thank you, Claudette, for the super sticker. I felt like she was trying to one up everybody no matter what they said. Marie, there's a reason for you not to trust Akeisha. It's because you don't know her, not because she has green eyes. But Marie, be honest and say what it is. You feel intimidated because probably in your life, living in the South, being from where you're from, if you are a light complected, light eyed young woman, you are able to be made to feel as if your shit don't stink amongst all the other regular brown skinned black girls. Okay, like Mike said, oh, I'm not impressed because I grew up around them. Right? So on top of the fact that you're light complected, light eyes, and you come from a family that has done something with themselves, there's a level of entitlement and a little bit of attitude of I'm better than you that I feel like Akeisha is coming with. Okay, Marie is going to automatically be triggered by that because Marie has been taught to be made to feel she's less than because she had a mama on crack. Talking about my mama was addicted to marijuana with weed in it. Ma'am, your mama was a crackhead. Your mama is a crackhead. Stop lying to yourself about it, trying to pretty it up. Cut it out. Be real about it, Marie. A part of my problem with Marie is that she's so insecure, she has to act out. But you also put yourself in these situations, Marie. Your life is so stressful because of you. I know you don't want to deal with that, but the truth of the matter is, Marie, nobody told you to bring your mama into your house. I know you felt like that's what you needed to do, but it's not. Your mama is still on drugs. And I'm sorry, we're going to have to keep it a buck about Marie and her mama. Marie, your mama's still on drugs. And having her inside of your house to steal, to take advantage, to run, to come back, beat up, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to just have to tell y'all what it is. I feel like I don't care who you are to me. If you decide that you addicted to drugs and you just gonna live your life like that, I'ma just have to let you live your life like that. And it's so sad and it's so fucked up. But a part of me feels like there's the attitude of I don't have to fix myself. I don't need to fix myself. This is who I am. Well, guess what, Marie? You need to go to therapy and deal with the fact that you can't save everybody. And your lack of boundaries is why your life is so stressful. You need to deal with boundaries and accountability. That's what you have a lack of in your life. You don't like to hold yourself accountable, and you don't like to hold the people around you who you love accountable, i.e., your mama, i.e., your son, i.e., Cedric. You hold nobody accountable because are we going to talk about the reason why your son Jerez is having sex and impregnating teenage girls when he's 20 something years old? Are we going to deal with that? Or are we going to keep glazing over it, talking about he's processing? We need to be processing these papers down to the courthouse and filing charges. What the fuck you got 15, 16-year-old girls pregnant for Jerez, 25, 26-year-old ass nigga? Explain this to us. Are we supposed to assume that this nigga is slow and that's why he should be able to go around having unprotected sex with teenage girls while he's in his fucking 20s? If that's the case, then you need to go ahead and get him clip so he can stop making babies for you to be responsible for, Marie. See what I mean by no boundaries, no accountability, therefore you make your life harder? See what I mean? See what I mean? You want to blame Latrice for what people had to say about your business? Cut it the fuck out. You're jealous of Latrice. You're jealous of Latrice. You're not mad because Latrice came for your business, tried to ruin your business. Girl, please, you did that all on your own. You are mad because you're jealous of Latrice, because Latrice's life look easier than yours. And it is because Latrice made better decisions. Y'all be mad about the decisions y'all made. And the truth of the matter is that ain't nobody fault but your own. That you chose to have children at a young age, that you choose to be with a man that could not provide for you, so you had to provide for him and yourself. And now you didn't have kids and you're not holding your children accountable, you're not holding your son accountable, so now he's making even more work for you. Now, instead of leaving your mama wherever the fuck she was at, you done brought her into your house. And she could clean your house with bleach all day. But when her ass leaving and coming back after drug binges, you need to think about what's been missing in your house. Come on now. Boundaries. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. And at the end of the day, we all know that most of the times when people get addicted to drugs, the way Marie mama got addicted to drugs, I forgot what I was watching. Somebody was like, there's not a reason. There is a reason. The reason is in the childhood. But a lot of the times, people like Marie's mama do not want to go that deep. They don't want to uncover and they don't want to do the work. They just want to get high and forget about it. And that's what they've been doing their whole life. And that's why you have to deal with them where they are and stop expecting people to be better just because you decide to be loving or be offer yourself to them. And then you're tired and stressed out behind it. Marie, you're doing it to yourself. Okay? You're doing it to yourself, love. And whenever you decide to set your boundaries and stop allowing chaos into your life, then you'll be happier. Then you'll be stress-free. Then you'll be able to stop being such a huge fucking hater, even of your friends. Because you tell me you wasn't hating on Tisha with the way you acted at her brunch. Let's go on to the brunch. Meanwhile, let's move on to the brunch. Okay? Okay, Marie, the back of your hair, I need to match the front. Meaning, if the back of your hair is dark, I'm gonna need for the front roots to be dark as well. Let's start there. Okay, let's let it match. It don't match. It don't match. Akeisha thought it would be more than 7 to 8 people. Lakeisha, it's a pandemic. Lakeisha, it's a I mean, Akeisha, it's a pandemic, love. Okay. All right. We can't have a room full of people during a pandemic, girl. All right. Tisha brought some of her homegirls. Tisha, it's starting to feel like these brunches aren't it start out as you act like they are. Thank you, 2Ls, for the super sticker. It's starting to feel like you ain't doing your job. I did not know a new season. She catfished her brother's friends. The mom was probably silent about her dad's abuse. Uh-huh. You talking about family of fiance. Um, so let's see. Latrice walks in. Marie is bothered because Latrice tried to take her business down. Girl, stop. She just brought the the rumors that were already present about your businesses. She brought them out. Sound like, you actually had some shit you needed to get together. But I don't know. I ain't delving too deeply into it because I don't care that much. But if you hear this season, you still making money, right? Cut it the fuck out, Marie. You constantly want to be a victim. Um, Let's see what else. She was drinking water. It's self-serve. The plates are dirty. When they sit down and discuss Ferris Street, Akeisha says we have to be about it, not just talk about it. Akeisha was throwing shade towards Letitia with that comment about we have to not just talk about it, we have to be about it, which is why Letitia says, well, you inherited property on Ferris Street, so you're having a leg up that a lot of us didn't even get. And I believe that Letitia has had a problem getting property sold or rented to her on Ferris Street in the first place. Whereas Akeisha has inherited her property on Ferris Street. Different situation. So you can't tell somebody they're being lazy about something if they don't have to go through the same hoops that you do. Understandably so. But there's a part of all of us that feels like Letitia is full of shit when it comes to the brunches and her business. It all feels like it's not real. It feels like you're perpetrating being a boss versus really being a boss, which is why Latrice feels like she needs to be in charge of the girls because we can see where her business is. It makes sense. Okay. Um, Tisha wants them to go around the table and say something nice about the other ladies. Marie says she pleads the fifth because she's too immature to be able to do this. Then she gets up and leaves the table, which to me was even more immature because now you're making a scene. Marie thinks that she's not creating a problem by walking away, but she is. Y'all, the kombucha. Okay, and all of this talking. Essie goes to talk to her and then she comes back to get her things. So Gucci is like, why are you running behind her? I agree. So Gucci. I agree. So Gucci. I don't know why she was running behind her. That was dumb. Akeisha is saying this is the craziest thing she's ever been at. I said, Akeisha, you putting 20 on 10. It's really not that deep. You signed up for a reality show. People are going to argue at events at a reality show. They're not going to ever be as professional as they are when you're not getting mic'd before you walk into the scene. So I felt like Akeisha was saying a lot, like was acting like it was the most so that she could make the biggest fuss, which was kind of annoying to me. She seems pretentious and, girl, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Latrice gets up to sit at the end of the table. Marie says that she was the solution when she left. Marie, you're full of shit and you're full of yourself as well. Tisha is screaming, you're my friend. Why are you leaving? Letitia, the desperation for your friendship with Marie is thirsty and I want it to stop. Okay? It's thirsty and I want it to stop. Latrice doesn't need to come talk to Marie. Marie is a grown-ass woman. If she can't figure out how to be in a room with somebody she don't like, that's her own problem. I would have told her, all right, girl, if you're not feeling good, I'll talk to you later, okay? All right. Now let's continue on, everybody. Like, that's how you should have let it roll. If Marie is not in a space where she can be cordial to Latrice, then she needs to leave, Tisha. She needs to leave. You need to let her leave, and nobody needs to chase her out. Let her homegirl, aka girlfriend Essie, walk her out. That's all that needs to happen. All of this running behind her to make sure she's all right and screaming and hollering and trying to get Latrice to come and talk to her. Latrice like, girl, I ain't talking to sus. Let it go. And I agree. They don't need to talk about shit. Marie is not someone that you can talk to. She wants to make somebody out to be the problem. She's one of those people that because she could not get the accountability that she needed in her life from her mother, now she can't get accountability or be accountable in any way, shape, or form, it seems like. So I was just like, you should just let her ass in her bad wig leave. I'd have just been like, all right, girl, I'll talk to you later. Be cool by the pool, fool. All right, let's continue on. She ain't want to say nothing nice for the next lady. Why don't you go ahead and take Latrice's call? You tell us something nice about Latrice. Latrice walked in there looking all types of creamery good. I tell you that. If anything, Latrice gonna show up looking good with a T on the end. I know that. You could have said she looked nice, cause she did. Okay. But anyway, y'all, that's all I got to say. 2 hours in, weekends on. I gave it to you. I hope you enjoyed. I'm about to go. So I'll see y'all tomorrow for whatever else is going on, child. I'll see what I can review when I come back. All right. Peace out. Love y'all. Good night.